Good evening, everyone. We welcome you for ISTD Anand Friday Forum. Today's online session, we have Andrew Sipar sir, who is a very senior trainer from Vadodara chapter, and today we'll be listening from him about my Triple Sunday. And at the same time, we noticed the presence of Salil Chatterjee sir from Bhopal region. We have senior ISTD members from other regions as well, right? So I request sir to take it further. Yes, sir. Andrew sir, over to you.
Okay, for me?
Yes, sir, please.
Oh, great, great. So thank you for all of you for joining, and some may be joining a little later. So thank you to all of you for coming on this webcast. And let me thank ISTD Anand for giving me this opportunity. Anand is just 40 kilometers from Baroda, and I was quite ready to travel. But what is her name? Amruta was said, no, sir, it has to be online for this Friday. Maybe as soon as the renovation is over, then we can have an offline session. So fantastic. I am looking forward to coming down to Anand and meeting all of you in person. I think that would be a wonderful. So I live in Baroda, and as Dr. Divyang said, I am with the Vadodara chapter. In fact, tomorrow I will be delivering a talk at the Vadodara chapter. It's quite a unique topic. The title is No. And we'll be giving a perspective on bullying at the workplace and also on sexual harassment at the workplace. Posh, you are familiar with, but we'll just give a little different perspective tomorrow. And on this topic of bullying at the workplace, there is a lot of work done by IIM Ahmedabad, couple of professors. So I will be using their reference material, their surveys, their papers tomorrow when we are talking about this. IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Udaipur, two locations. Great. So let's come to this topic of today, which is my Triple Sundae. So I was getting a lot of messages and calls. What am I going to do? Am I going to be distributing ice cream, sundaes? What is it? But I think we all like ice cream. You can unmute yourself and just let me know. Do we all like ice cream? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's all scream for ice cream. Let's all unmute and just scream for ice cream. Do we all like ice cream?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I hardly come across somebody who says no to ice cream unless it is medically prescribed. But yes, ice cream is a favorite. And since I'm at Anand, I cannot talk about anything else but milk, lassi, ice cream, etc. And you know why. Okay, so it's wonderful to have this topic. It's my Triple Sundae. Okay, so this is taken from a chapter in my book. So that's the book that I published about 2-3 years ago. It's Stay Liquid. And this topic is very much a chapter in the book, and it's something that is very, very close to me because I have written it with a lot of my personal experiences. Okay, so you must be wondering, what is this Triple Sundae? The Triple Sundae or ice cream, we like it so much, we can shout for it, we can do a lot of things just to have that ice cream. So my Triple Sundae talks about 3 qualities, 3 behaviors that every professional must have and must implement in their day-to-day working. Just 3 behaviors, if you implement on a day-to-day basis, it will help you to grow immensely. A lot of people feel that I'll do one or I'll do two and that is enough. No, we need to do all three, and we need to do all three simultaneously and consistently. So that is the triple Sunday that I'm going to talk about. 3 behaviors, or in terms of ice cream, 3 scoops, okay, which I would be talking about. So there's this famous question, and it originated in Anand. Do cows give us milk? So I leave this question, and when I finish and I'm taking questions at the end, all of you or some of you can answer that question. Do cows give us milk? Right? So let's get into the first scoop of the Triple Sundae. The first scoop of the Triple Sundae is a word that we are very familiar with, and that is initiative. Initiative. You would hear your managers, your seniors, and a lot of people keep telling you, take the initiative, take the initiative. Okay? Performance exercise, when it is done, you don't take initiative. You hear this word very often. Right? Initiative can be done in various ways. In a meeting, you could be giving ideas. Okay? You could be walking into your boss's cabin and give ideas, give suggestions, right? Give some thoughts that make it work. So that is initiative. I started my career in 1985, and I started my career as a medical representative. Now, those of you who can relate to 1985 will remember that there was no internet, no computers, telephones were landlines, okay? And we had to depend a lot on the postal service for communicating with people outside your city or town. You remember those days? Go to the post office, send the telegram, buy an inland letter, postcard. These were the most familiar words in those days. Stamps. It was really a challenge to write to somebody, especially somebody way off, and then get back a response. Now, I was based at Lucknow. I was a medical representative in Lucknow. I was working for a pharmaceutical company, and the head office was at Bombay. So if I needed any help, any information that I wanted to pass on to a doctor, I had to write I had to write a letter, post it to my head office in Bombay, wait for them to get the information from the various medical journals and books, and then write back to me. This entire process used to take about 3 weeks. Minimum. Okay. Me sending it, posting it, they receiving, understanding what I want, writing back, and then me going back to the doctor and handing it over that letter from the head office. 3 weeks. Now, in the medical profession, it's always a life and death situation. So information, particularly in 1985, when things were beginning to happen in India, people wanted information quickly. Okay, that was very important. And so, what to do? I mean, could I shorten this time? Could I make this 3 weeks into 3 days? That was a challenge for me. Luckily, in Lucknow, a super specialty hospital had opened. It was in North India. No, it was a second or third super specialty hospital that opened after AIIMS, PGI Chandigarh, and then PGI Lucknow opened. And they were Japanese funded, and it was stocked They had one of the finest libraries that you could possibly ever visit. You know, and it was stocked with some of the best books. In fact, all the best books, all the best journals, all the best magazines, medical magazines, they were available in that library. The challenge was getting into the library, because as a medical representative, as an employee of a pharmaceutical company, I was not allowed into the library. But somehow I made friends with the librarian, and she started allowing me in to the library. And I would walk in and say hi, hello, and occasionally we always had some small gift like a pen, or I would just buy a chocolate and give it to her. Okay. So this got me into the library. Once I got into the library, I started looking at the books, the magazines, the journals that were available. And now, whenever a doctor asked me for some medical information, I could just quickly go to one of these books or journals, pick it up, copy it on the photocopy that was available, and take it to them. That 3 weeks I reduced to less than 3 days. Okay. So this was something that really helped me strike a good relationships with the medical fraternity in Lucknow. People started seeing me as somebody who could provide medical information quickly. Remember, there was no Google, no internet, right? Doctors had to buy their books and journals, and they were very expensive. One book would probably cost 10,000 rupees. Like a pediatric, the Bible of Pediatrics, Nelson, was costing 10,000 rupees. Very few doctors, especially the young doctors, could afford that type of money in 1985, 1986, and maybe a couple of years more. Okay, so it really helped them. It cost me a little bit of money, maybe. Fine, it was on the company's bill, but it was hardly a rupee or 2 rupees that it was costing me. Okay, but the relationship that I built up over that period with the doctors really helped me in the long run. Okay, I got exclusivity to enter or to meet people. I got exclusivity in the terms of prescriptions, which I was really working for in those days. So it came to the extent where doctors were releasing printed prescriptions, and only my company's medicines were printed on that prescription. It reached that level of service. So it was a simple thing, but it worked. And that's what I say is the initiative. And over the years, I've continued to drive this initiative, and hopefully I will continue to drive it. Sarita is in Baroda chapter, and she would have observed that over the last few months and years, I've been trying to do talks as much as I can, and run different type of training programs or mentorship programs that would help anybody. Okay? Because there's a lot that you can do. So when you think initiative, there is really a lot that you can that you can do. Okay. Okay, so keep that push going. So that's the first scoop, initiative. Probably let's look at the second scoop. And that second scoop is effort. Right? We all talk about, do mehnat, right? Put in some effort. It's the effort that counts. You would have heard. It's not the result that counts. It's the effort that counts. You would have heard your bosses saying that very often. Effort. Effort is fantastic. If there are any young professionals out here, or early professionals, as I would rather call them, back in college and university, what was the maximum marks that we could get or obtain in any of our subjects? It was 100%. Right? That's it, 100%. All that effort, all that studying, overnight studying, midnight oil, 100% was the maximum. Now, when you move from the campus to the corporate, that 100% becomes the minimum. That's the most interesting part of it all. Yeah. What was the maximum till the time you were in university now becomes the minimum. Your company, your family, your friends, they will also start expecting a minimum 100%. Anything less than 100% in your corporate world, and you are missing out on incentives, you're missing out on increments, you're missing out on that wonderful promotion. You've got to do that 100% to get all these extrinsic motivators. That's a really funny part about effort. Okay, and we really need to think about it and keep working on it consistently throughout our professional lives. So we start working at 21, 22 till the time we're 60. Effort is one behavior that we need to persistently pursue, and nothing less than 100%. I had a very unfortunate experience where in my early professional career, this was about 92, 93, yeah, 92, 93. My wife had got a cancer. It was a cancer on the spinal cord, and because of which she was paralyzed waist downwards. She was admitted in hospital most of the time. She survived for about 9 months. She was in hospital most of those 9 months, chemotherapy and radiotherapy. But remember, 92, 93, we did not have those oncology drugs that are available today. Would have made a big difference if these drugs were available in 92, 93. We only had very few and very not powerful, I would say, but drugs that cause more side effects rather than, curing or helping the patient. So there's a huge amount of side effects that one could see. I had my work also, and she was most of the time in hospital. 92, 93 was when the farmer sales, the environment, the ecology was changing a lot. Apart from meeting doctors and requesting for their support, there were other activities that we had to take up, like organizing seminars, CMEs, okay, continuing medical education, reaching out to doctors in the absolute outskirts of cities, or even we used to go down to villages, and it was to meet up with these with the doctors. And there was it's when you go to UP, it's tremendous business. In fact, sometimes we found that there is more business out in the villages than what it is in the cities. So we had various activities that we had to do. And this took up a lot of time because your travel in those days was a Maruti van or a Maruti car at the most. Roads were not as good as what they are today. Okay, in bumpy roads. So you set out in the morning, early morning, come back late night. Okay, or sometimes you had to just we slept at villages or at someone's house, anyone's house who opened their doors for us. We just slept and then came back in the morning, because certain parts of UP it's not safe to travel in the night. So this was all 93, mostly in 93 that we were doing these things. And I had this challenge. Was I had my wife in hospital, admitted, okay, being looked after, of course, by my friends and relatives also, and I had to do my work also. It was not possible to keep on taking leave, but somehow I managed it. And when I look back, did I do the right thing? Did I to balance my work and my time with my wife? I think yes. I think yes. It was required, and we had to do that. And she was understanding enough to see me away for 2 days, 3 days, sometimes a week. I was not with her, but we managed it. We did it together. Unfortunately, as I said, she passed away in the towards the end of '93, and we it was a sad story for me. But the effort that I put in at that time was helpful to me. Today, I am much more, I mean, I feel better placed to handle stress and other situations that come up. Today, I know that I can deliver more than 100%. Today, I know that if I take up a challenge, if I initiate something, I can do it really well. Okay. The love for a family member or for a dear one has become stronger. So for me, it's been a great learning in those early years of my career, and I continued that. And sometimes people wonder why you put in so much effort. I said, yeah, it's going to help you later on, and that's how it has helped me. Okay. So I mean, there's something that I tell all young people when they join an organization and they undergo the induction training. And they'll say, okay, sir, we got this certificate. This is my class 10 certificate, 12, and so on. Put your efforts in the right place. When I look at the marks, I'll see 40%, somebody with 50%, 55%. I said, great, yeah, you feeling good? They said, yes, 40%, yes. You got a certificate? Yes, sir, I am now MBA or I am BTech or whatever it is. And I am ready to do my job. What's the passing mark? What were the passing marks in your college or university? 35%, sir. I said, let's say you got 36%. Will you get a certificate? Yes, sir, I will get my certificate. I will be a graduate or a postgraduate or whatever it is. I said, my friend, if you get 35%, let's say 36%, whatever it is. I said, 36% you get. Do you know how much you have failed by? Then it strikes. Then it strikes. Passing mark is 35. That means you have failed by 65%. You may have got 40%. You have failed by 60%. Is that good enough? Does it show effort? Okay. I don't expect everyone to come in at 100%, 100%. Delhi University cutoff is always 99.9%. I don't expect everyone to be that. And but yeah, think about it. Can I put in that little bit extra and get something much better? That's where we need to come in. Okay. Don't fail by 65%, 55%, 50%. Don't fail by that. Even 45% or 30%, don't fail by. Look at it in a much bigger way. Put in that effort. You can do it and everybody can do it. Nobody has taught me initiative. Nobody has taught me effort. No. It just came into, and I still continue to do it. Okay. The third scoop which I have, and which is something that all of you will know about, and that is ownership.
Thank you, sir. We have last 10 minutes. So we need to wrap up.
10 minutes is all I need, sir.
Yes.
Ownership. Initiative, effort, and now ownership. Ownership, I'll give you a very quick story that came in. It's happened about 8-9 years ago. We had selected children from campuses of all across India. There was this program in the office where young postgraduates were taken into the organization. I was made as the operational mentor, and so the entire selection process, contacting of colleges, interviewing, aptitude test, all that we did, and we brought in these children into our organization. Uh, there were about 16 or 17 of them, of which 10 or 12 were girls. Okay, and all of them were to be placed in the sales department. Immediately, the sales director said, girls, no, girls don't work. Girls can't work in the evening. Girls can't work in the night. Our products require people who are available 24/7. I think within 1 year, there will be, all of them will leave. So let's not put in much effort. Another director who was in charge of this entire program told me, as per our history, we have at the most people stay with us for 1 year. After that, they leave. So Andrew, be conscious of this fact. I was shocked. Here is 16, 17 children leaving, finishing up from college, postgraduates, putting in their trust, their confidence, their aspirations into our company, which has a great or very big brand name. And here, two directors are telling me, we don't know. 1 year at the most. Girls can't work. I was irritated with those statements. I just took it on myself. I trained those people, kept in touch with them, because once they trained and they're in their respective teams, my work was over actually. But I didn't give up. I kept in touch with them. I made sure I was available to them 24/7. Unbelievably, they would call me at 12 o'clock in the night. Sir, I'm writing this email. Can you help me? Sir, I'm having a problem. When I go to this particular hospital, there is one of the technicians is, misbehaving with me. Girls, you will have these issues. Or something else. So I kept in that and I kept solving their problems, kept advising them, kept guiding them as much as I could do. Though it was not my responsibility. I was not in charge anymore, but I still continued to help them. Okay. Broke the record. 50% of those 16, 8 of them continued to work in the organization. 8 left because of reasons for higher studies and MBA and those things, right? But the 8 that were there continued to. There were 8 people still after 3 years, and at the end of the 4th year, all of them had achieved Employee of the Year. And the girls that were in that 8 that were there had achieved All India #1 status in terms of sales. They were working evening, they were working nights, and they were All India #1 in their respective divisions. They broke the record. People were amazed. I said, look, I got the challenge when you directors told me 1 year and that's it, girls can't work. I said, I took it on to show you that girls can work, right? Girls can deliver even better than the boys. And these children who have put their trust and aspirations in our company are going to deliver. And all of them were Employee of the Year by the end of the 4th year. Right? Today, I think most of them now 8-9 years, I think 2 or 3 are still continuing to work with that company. Rest have all moved on, and all of them are doing exceedingly well. 2 have joined a particular company, another medical device company, and they've done so well that they were sent just last week. They were in Bangkok celebrating their success. They were specially taken and sent there. They sent me photographs from there. That's how they have progressed. Let me tell you, millennials and Gen Z today don't need a manager. Please don't be a manager. They need a coach. Right? The more you can coach, the more you can mentor, better will be your team, better will be the engagement, and that is how you show belongingness. That is the 3 scoops that I have: initiative, effort, ownership. Okay? Nobody taught me this, but I learned it the hard way. I learned it while I was working, and I delivered on it, and I've achieved good success. So my suggestion to all of you is try these 3 words every day, daily at your workplace. Do it yourself. Initiative, effort, ownership. That's what you need to do. I come back to my question, do cows give us milk?
No, we have to extract it.
Sarita, you must have heard this my question before.
No.
Okay,
I
all
used
those
to
from
think it.
Anand, come on. Anand, you have got to talk about milk. Come on. I'm talking about milk. Do cows give us milk? Sarita, you're not from Anand.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, Sarita.
Yeah.
We have to extract it from it, right? Nobody will just give you ready-made.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You can't. Cows will not come and give you milk. Ghanti bajaye, doodh, and no, it's not going to happen, right? Yeah. So you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the cow shed, wash the cows, clean them, tie their legs, tie the tail, milk them, then take the milk, process it, and then you get milk. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. Okay? Cows don't give us milk. We have to go and get that milk. So these 3 words will tell you exactly what I'm trying to convey to you. Initiative, effort, ownership. Right? It's not... setting हो सकता है. Setting हो सकता है. Right? Set कर दिया. You'll hear these words in Gujarat a lot. Set कर दिया. लड़का को set कर दिया. या setting में हो गया. But yeah, it's never going to last. Because immediately there's no ownership. Set वाला आदमी वो ownership ही नहीं होगा, effort ही नहीं होगा, और initiative तो छोड़ दीजिए. Right?
Yes.
So think about this. Think about, and this, can cows give us milk, is actually this question has originated from Anand. Dr. Kurian used to ask the fresh MBAs when they would join Amul, he would ask them, and they would MBA वाला आंसर देते थे. तो वो क्या करते थे, 6 महीने के लिए उनको गांव भेज देते. First 6 months is out in the field. देखो समझो क्या है दूध का, क्या होता है, क्वालिटी ऑफ दूध कैसे मेजर होता है, सब कुछ देखो, फिर आके इधर ऑफिस में हमको बताओ क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना. That was his way of training people. Thank you. Somebody is speaking, somebody is, I don't know. Yeah.
It will get off. So we thank you all the participants who joined us today for ISTD Friday Forum. And we'll be putting this video on our ISTD Anand YouTube channel. So you can refer your friends to see it later. You can find this video in 2 days time, right? So thank you all for joining us. Right. So just